entertainment is the green zone, which can be found on the screens in front of you. From the greenery of my home to the vast mysteries of the great outdoors, there's so much in this natural world to explore. And if you have something green to share, let me know in the comments below.
Hello everyone, welcome back or welcome to the HeyEunziverse. I'm dedicating my Hello Summer videos to be the good, the bad, and the ugly of both my houseplant collection and my garden. So let's get into the ones that made the list for 2024. I'm a bad news first and good news last kind of gal, so we'll start off with a garden bad/ugly. This lovely Aeonium, which I remembered to be the Aeonium Cornish tribute, was gorgeous back in March, but recently went into decline. At first I thought it was the sudden increase in temperature where I live, but I soon discovered it was infected with mealybugs. The unfortunate part about mealybugs on succulents is that they attack and nest in the deep crevices at the base of the plants, so they're hard to detect until it might be too late. Thankfully, I inspected the plant fairly early on, so I've been treating it with Captain Jack's Dead Bug Brew and rinsing between the leaves with a pretty forceful blast of water. I expect it to be on the mend since it hasn't deteriorated any further and I don't see any more mealybug clumps, but the amount that it did deteriorate was a pretty heavy blow to me and the plant. Next, we have my houseplant bad/ugly, which are these three varieties of Scindapsus: Trubii Moonlight, Trubii Darkform, and the Pictus Exotica. As anyone can tell, they aren't a bunch that you'd proudly display in the middle of your living room. And unfortunately, they grow slowly for me as they do with a lot of people. But there are new growth points and new leaves emerging on them, so let's hope it makes it onto the good list by next year. I already have a bonus update that's both ugly and good, which is on my philodendron silver sword. It's only been about 2 to 3 weeks since I repotted it and changed things up, and a tiny new leaf has emerged with another already on the way. It's not the best looking leaf, but it's much better than I was expecting, so I'd call it a win. I have also never seen this plant put out roots that look as amazing as these do, so I'd say things are definitely on the up and up. My first houseplant good is this basic green form Monstera deliciosa. There are 2 plants in this vessel and they're still very juvenile despite having them for 3 years now, but they've gone through so many location changes and repottings during that time, which probably stunted the growth. But we finally settled on this spot and they both blessed me with a really decent sized jump from the previous leaves, so I wanted to give them a shout out. Once I really establish a routine with these guys and get a few fenestrated leaves, I'd love to add a Monstera tie constellation. But until I get the hang of the regular Monstera deliciosa, I'm hesitant to try a tie when they're known to be more problematic. The second houseplant good is this baby Anthurium forgetii dark crossed with forgetii white stripes. Honestly, all my anthuriums these days have been a bit happier, and the one leading the pack is this little one. I love that the sinus has finally fused, and the newest leaf is the darkest one yet. I can't wait to see how this one develops in its maturity. My first garden good is this lavender Munstead. I was hesitant to grow lavender because it attracts so many bees and I'm wary of them, but the flower holds meaning for me, so about a year or 2 ago I bought a starter plant from Burpees. I was originally growing it inside to avoid the bee issue, but eventually it needed more space and sun, so I planted it in this pot. Lavender does not like to be repotted much, so it took quite a while for the growth to pick up speed. But I'm super happy to have my first blooms on this cutie. Also, there were some lacewing eggs on it, so that's a good sign. My second garden good is this Maranta silver band. It doesn't look like anything special, especially when there are huge hanging baskets being sold in big box stores. I give you that. But for me, this plant was on the brink of death and has finally come back to life with normal, healthy looking growth. I included some examples of what the state of mind looked like before I planted it up outside, except all I had was a dubious single node that barely had half a leaf hanging on for dear life. All the growth that happened when it lived inside my house was deformed, small, and dried up quickly. I had tried many different potting mediums, locations, etc., but nothing was really working. Taking it outside was really a Hail Mary on my part, but thankfully it succeeded. I love a good underdog comeback story, so I usually don't give up on plants even if they look basically done for. Of course, there's a lot of cases where the plants ultimately don't make it, but the Maranta silver band pulled through for me, and I'm excited for its future. And to wrap up the good, the bad, and the ugly for 2024, I present to you the best category for this year, which is this absolutely stunning handmade piece my mom made back in the day. From what she remembers, it's made from paper clay that's attached to a clear vessel and sealed with lacquer. As you know, I'm a sucker for anything related to fungi, and of course, this is no exception. The bright colors of this piece instantly put me in a better mood whenever I pass by where it sits, and I'm lucky that she let me have it. Before I end the video, I wanted to update you on my posting schedule. I've decided to post every other week so that I can put more time into revising my story that will be relaunching on Webtoon in April 2025. I hope you understand. I'd love to know if there are any goods, bads, or uglies going on in your plant collections in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.
As we come in for a landing, Carnian, I hope you had as much fun as we did on today's adventure. Until next launch, let's stay connected.